Hi to everyone! Do you know motion is one of the entry to study physics? And it deals with the most common phenomena with the movement of matter or actions created through some factors. We can observe the clouds by its motion, the leaves of trees falling and blown by the wind, a moving water and also many different kinds. Now, let's see how we can truly understand the concept and many different types of motion. What do you think of this wheel? How does it move? As you know, an object like wheel is moving in rotation. Now, I will discuss its component for you to understand its contents on how wheel spinning through rotational motion. Wheel as a whole is no translational motion, but the wheel is turning around the axle, meaning it creates rotation or revolution. Every point on the wheel undergoes circular motion about an axis of rotation.
In describing rotational motion, you must consider its reference orientation to define how does this motion like. The angular position of a rotation object describes its orientation relative to its reference orientation. Remember that any object that rotates have its changes in angular position. The angular displacements measure how far an object rotated in its reference orientation. Angles can be measured in units of degrees. Radians means to say that in describing rotational motion, it's most convenient to measure angles to units of radians. To find out how fast object that is rotating, we must measure its speed.
Uniform motion. My topic for today is about motion traveling in path. In uniform rate of velocity means to say the velocity is constant. I will discuss how it works. The simplest type of motion is uniform motion. For uniform motion, the velocity is constant, the acceleration is zero, and the instantaneous velocity is equal to the average velocity. Its displacement d sub x may be obtained by multiplying its constant velocity by the time.
Now, I will discuss UCM. You audience, what do you think of this acronym? Did you know? I guess not. This is uniform circular motion. Uniform circular motion describes motion in which an object moves with a constant speed along a circular path but with changing velocity. The change of velocity and hence of acceleration is due to change of direction. The acceleration is centripetal because it is always directed towards the circular path. The centripetal acceleration of an object, a speed referred as v, moving around a circular of radius referred as r is...
We know that if we throw an object like a toy rocket, a ball or made in free fall forms a figure causing by throwing it creates a range. The distance of an object can reach in motion and trajectory as a path where object goes through traveling caused by throwing. The motion of body thrown horizontally or at an angle other than 90 degrees with horizontal is called projectile motion. It has two components, a horizontal component and a vertical component. In horizontal, it is the uniform motion, and in vertical, it is on motion of free fall. This means that if air resistance is neglected, and projectile moves horizontally at constant speed as it falls vertically with acceleration equal to g as gravity.
Why does if a cat falls in a tree and its position by falling is changing and goes through a series of contortion that brings its feet under it? It's not an example of rigid motion, but it is called as center of mass motion in one dimension. In addition to restricting our study of motion to center of mass, we will begin by considering only cases in which the center of mass moves along a straight. These include cases such as object falling straight down.
Imagine a car moving in a road. It moves only in one dimension. Means to say, our topic for now is the motion, which consider the motion in straight line or what we call rectilinear motion. A motion along straight line is what we call rectilinear motion. In general, it needs to be on one-dimensional. It's always possible that rectilinear motion be treated as one-dimensional motion by suitable orienting axis of the coordinate system. In rectilinear motion, we are confined to the measurement of the movement of body in only one direction. This simplifies the expression of quantities used to describe the motion.